Hello everyone, I am Vishwesh.V and we'll be studying about Unit 1 in DBMS, which is Database and Management System. So let's start. The first is database. Now what is database? But wait, first of all, we'll talk about data. What is data? Data means something we can collect and have a certain meaning. And database is the collection of that data. The data which is somehow related to something, and that collection is we called as database. Okay. The next part is database and management. So what is DBMS, which is database and management? It's a collection of program that enables users to create and maintain database. Now here maintain means we can update the database, we can add the entries into the database, or we can remove some entries from the database. That's how we can do it. It's a general purpose software system that facilitates the process of defining, constructing and manipulating. Defining means we can define some of the data types of the data. Constructing means we can construct some of the processing of the storage of the data. Plus we can manipulate the data, whether we have to remove or we have to add or we have to retrieve some of the data from it. Moving ahead, if a user is dealing with DBMS, which is database management system, he can perform certain tasks. First one is data definition. Data definition means it's used for creation, modification and removal of definition that defines the organization of data in the database. Like I said earlier, we can create, modify or remove some of the definitions from it. The next definition is data updation. It is used for the insertion, modification and deletion of the actual data in the database. Next is data retrieval. It means it is used to retrieve the data from the database, which can be used by applications for various purposes. Okay, and the next one is user administration. It is used for registering and monitoring users, maintain data integrity and also enforcing data security. Means it's used to when we are filling a form and you fill your credentials in it, and that should be stored safely somewhere. So that is stored in database is most reliable, which is include various security measures as well. The next topic is about database system versus file system. One way to keep the information on computer is to store it in OS files. What they does, they allow the users to manipulate the information. The system has a number of application programs that manipulate the files. Okay. Then what's the need of DBMS? What's the need of database management system? The first one is ease of accessing data. DBMS actually removes redundancy by granting access to the users and decide which and how many parts of data is accessible to the user from the data. The next one is storage and management of data. Database means it can be directly stored in the form of objects. Actually data can't be stored in form of objects in the file system, right? Obviously, and the data in the practical world can only be stored in form of objects and not files. Okay, that's why the data somewhere should be stored in we can say system, so it is stored in some database format. Third one is easy and efficient file management. DBMS actually have objects as indexed. I mean the objects in DBMS are indexed based on the attribute of data we give. Okay, the complex management of memory becomes easy to handle. With this, retrieval of data is also faster than the file system. The fourth one is avoiding duplicates and redundancy. Data normalization is used in DBMS to avoid the duplicate of data. The fifth one is concurrent data accessing. Users can access data simultaneously to different types of applications. In the file system, this simultaneous access leads to inconsistency. It can't handle that much pressure, but DBMS can. DBMS uses an approach called acid approach to tackle this issue. We'll see one by one what is it. The first one is A means atomicity, C means consistency, I means isolation and D means durable. These are the properties in DBMS. Then we will talk about the advantages of DBMS. First one, it can control database redundancy, as we said, because it stores data, all data, in one single database file, and that recorded data is placed in the database. The next, it can share the data and can be easily maintained, and it can reduce time, means it can reduce development time and maintenance need as well. Moreover, it provides a backup and recovery systems that create automatic backup of data from hard